So I've never been with a baddie. So she gave me the addy. Whatever. Let me get my little butt somewhere where y'all can see me better. All right, because it's kind of dark in my bedroom. What's up, everybody? Come on in. Welcome back to Discovering Nicole. My name is Nicole, and we're discovering me. Okay. Let me get y'all set down. Hold on just a second. Bear with me, my dears. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. Hey, Misty, what's up, girl? How do I look? Does my makeup look okay? I think it does. Okie dokie, schmookity. All right. Perfect. Right there. Okay, shut this door. What's wrong, babe? What's wrong? No, baby. Did you eat your food? Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Real Talk Recover. Welcome back to Discovering Nicole. Ow! I forgot my name. We need my glasses or else I can't see y'all's comments. Because I'm kind of blind. You know where my glasses are at? Why don't you know where my glasses are at? I need to know where my glasses are at. I don't know where they're at. Damn it.
Oh, did you tell them about my...
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Becca.
Did you tell them about my elf?
Yes. Okay. I'll tell them about it in a second, Nate. Okay. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to my Discovering Nicole. I think this is our first live stream since my name change. So come on in. We're going to talk about detoxing off heroin. We're kind of just going to follow up with what Dr. B was talking about in his live stream. I want to go ahead and let me go ahead and make a disclaimer right now. I'm not a medical professional. I'm literally an addict in recovery, just like you. We are the same person. Okay, I come on here and I like to share my experience, strength, and hope with people in hopes that it will help them in their recovery journey, that it will give them encouragement, that it will inspire them. That's what I like to do. If you don't like me or like my content, that's okay. You can just, block me and move on. So, and I say that not to be like rude to you guys, but I say that because there's a lot of people online who just have nothing better to do with their life than to stalk me. So what we're going to do is share this video on Facebook. Hold on. And then we're going to talk about detoxing off of heroin. Now, I didn't detox off heroin. I detoxed off oxys. Same thing, basically, short-acting opiate. So, it was all the same. And I'm going to share with you guys, because I did detox completely off of opiates before I even got onto Suboxone. So you're probably going, oh my God, girl, why did you get on Suboxone then? Well, I'm going to tell you. Okay. That's enough, Nicole. That's enough. All right, Rose. All right, there we go. Okay. So, hey, Renee. So the reason why I got on Suboxone after being sober for over 30 days was because I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel like I could stay sober without the help. I had been using drugs for about 15 years. And when I finally got sober, the reason why I did was because my son had gotten taken away from me. And I was really in a bad position. I was in a bad position. If I didn't get sober, I was going to lose my child and not have rights to him anymore. And I couldn't live my life like that. If I lost my son, I would probably kill myself. I'm just being honest with you guys. So in 2015, I went to treatment. So did my husband. I came out of treatment. My husband had gotten on Suboxone, and I was cold. I was not on anything. And so really loud. Can y'all hear me okay? Let me know if y'all can hear me okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Debbie, hopefully he'll find us just by typing in my name. So what was I saying? So that's why I got on Suboxone after being sober for a while, you guys. A lot of people always ask me that. And that's why, because I did not feel like I could do it on my own. Because, and I'm going to be straight up with you guys, there's the link if you guys want to join the chat. What happened to me was, I had tried everything. I had been in AA, I had been in NA, I have went to all these different kinds of recovery programs without any kind of success, okay? So from the time I was 17 till the time I was 32, I was using methamphetamine, cocaine, Xanax, oxys, heroin sometimes, but heroin wasn't very prevalent here when I was using. I've been sober for 6.5 years. 6.5 motherfucking years, y'all. That's a long motherfucking time, okay? Oh, hey, cool. Thanks. Hey, Mr. Rob or Dr. Rob, how are you doing? So I had been using drugs for a long time, and I had went to AA, and I got super duper into AA, right? Because that's what they teach you here in Arkansas. When I was getting sober in 2015, that's what they were teaching was 12-step abstinence-based recovery. Okay, which there's nothing wrong with abstinence-based recovery. It works for a lot of people, but it did not work for me. And I had evidence of it. So here's one thing that I learned from my doctor, who's an amazing doctor, was why do I keep doing the same thing if it hasn't helped me, if it hasn't served me, if I haven't been able to get sober, right? Why hasn't it helped me at all? Why haven't I? So that's why finally when I met this doctor, he said that to me. He said, why haven't you tried something different? And it smacked me right in the face like, bam, wake up, girl. You have been trying to fit into the 12-step box for 10 years. I have been trying to get sober. Y'all got to understand, the first time I ever went to treatment was like in 2005, 2004. And I had been to treatment 6 or 7 times all the way up till 2015, okay? And so I'm trying to fit in this box, right, of abstinence-based recovery, and I'm failing like miserably at it. And I used to beat myself up so bad about this, you guys, because I couldn't understand why I couldn't get it and other people were getting it. But I was comparing myself to people who didn't have the same situations as I had. They didn't have they didn't have poly drug addiction to multiple different substances, opiates, meth, cocaine, alcohol, and they also didn't have, some of these people were just alcoholics, right? And they used AA and it saved their life. I didn't realize that my brain had been totally messed up from drugs. I thought I was just a failure, you know? And so when I was given the opportunity to get on Suboxone, it literally saved my life. It changed my life. It made recovery was so hard for me for so many years. I'm talking battling myself to stay sober, right? And then when I got on subs, it was so much easier for me. It was like that part of my brain, the subs were the key that turned it. And then I did all the work. I went to therapy. I started going to meetings. I got a sponsor. I started working the 12 steps, and I did everything I was doing plus being on subs. And it changed my life, dude. I will always advocate for Suboxone. But I speak on this all the time. Can't compare your insides with other people's outside. Absolutely. Look at those wings, girl. I know, honey. You know you like them. So I'm on 5 milligrams of methadone, and I went overseas, and they banned travel now. I have 10 pills left of 5 milligram methadone. I wonder how I should do it. Cut them in half or just withdraw. you should try to find a doctor that will prescribe it to you there. You can, maybe you could even do telemedicine. The link is right here, honey. Hold on. Boop. Hold on. Boop. Boop. Okay, I saw a question up here. Hold on. That was just directed towards me, and I don't want to be rude. Hold on. Hi, Nicole. If you don't mind me asking, are you still on 1 milligram? Yes, girl. Yes, I am still hanging on. Well, Daniel, you're in Asia. What about buprenorphine? Do they use buprenorphine products there, like Suboxone? You could always transition onto that. To keep yourself safe, you know? Honestly, you guys, I will be on Suboxone until I feel comfortable to jump straight up. I have a 7-year-old child. I have a full-time job working for Dr. B. I have too many responsibilities to fuck some shit up. And I handle, hold on, Dr. Rob, I'm about to bring you on in just a second. I handle withdrawal really well. Like when me and my husband would withdraw together, like he was always such a baby and I'm always like, come on, suck it up. You know what I mean? Like I handle withdrawal well. But I also have to take in consideration that I have a kid. I can't be out of commission, right? And laying in my bed dying for 12 days or whatever, 7 days. So I want to make sure that I plan it. This is what my father-in-law, rest in peace, Al, taught me. Proper pre-planning prevents piss poor performance. I'm planning this shit. Okay, let's bring Dr. Rob on. Hey, Doc, unmute yourself.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can't.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
So I think I found you over on Dr. B's channel. You know, there's so many people like you, Nicole, that I treat all the time that, you know, it's buprenorphine is a lifesaver for many people. And what I always tell my patients, especially because it's so taboo in AA circles, it's taboo, you know, in a lot of settings. You know, you're not sober. You know, I look at addiction, it's like it's the behavior, you know, that's the most important part. If buprenorphine keeps families together, right, keeps women from, you know, selling their bodies and person-on-person crime and all the kind of environmental things that go on with illicit drug use, that is, you know, in essence, recovery, right? You're taking away all of the surrounding stuff, and then when you're putting buprenorphine into your system, it causes a physiologic dopamine release, right? It's not supraphysiologic. So it's not getting you high unless you're opioid naive and you just go on it. That's true. You may get a little buzz just starting it. Right. But once you're induced, you know, you're only causing physiologic dopamine release, not supra, like fentanyl, Demerol, heroin, those kind of things. So what it does is it allows your body's endogenous opioid system and dopamine system to come back online. That way we're able to experience joy, passion, love, anger, fear, right? We're able to experience those emotions because our body's set point was so high, putting those chemicals into our body, that we're really not able to kick out any dopamine that comes close to doing anything for us, right? So getting on that buprenorphine, it really helps the body. It says, hey, we need to make more receptor binding sites, right? So you're able to re-regulate. So I think honestly, it's a bunch of bullshit, you know, when people say it's just trading in one substance for another. It's complete bullshit, and the neuroscience backs it up 100 out of 100 times.
Oh yeah, Suboxone is not like I've been on Suboxone compared to like getting high on oxys or heroin. It's like not even comparable. Like Suboxone sucks whenever, like I have some friends that their drug of choice is subs. And I'm like, because what they do is they will take Suboxone on like a Monday or shoot Suboxone on Monday, and then 5 days will go by, 4 days will go by, and then they'll reintroduce it into their system again. And so that's what they do. They play this back and forth, and I don't understand. It's not enjoyable to me. But what I want to ask you is, do your patients come in and tell you, and because this is what a lot of us feel this way. I've been on Suboxone for 6 years. After
Right.
you've been on it for a while, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like a depression, but it's like a lack of motivation and like a kind of like comfortableness to where you're comfortable with just like chilling at your house. Like there's no push to like go out, or it's like this weird comfortableness. I don't know how to explain it.
So you got to remember this. First, I think comfortability is important to talk about. First of all, in recovery, we got to remember that when we are comfortable, we are not in change, right? So it's like even living in a comfortable hell when you're on heroin or meth and you're waiting for that phone to ring, or you're out there trying to score your drug of choice, right? We're in a state of chaos, but it's a comfortable hell, a comfortable lifestyle that we grow accustomed to. And it's weird to get outside that, even going to something like healthy, like exercise, or going to meetings, whatever it may be. It's very uncomfortable, right? Because our mindset is, even though it looks like fucking craziness from the outside, that's the only normal we're accustomed to. So that's what we really become stuck in. So what happens in recovery is kind of the same thing, except it's a healthy, comfortable, right? Stuck on the couch, right? What you need to do, or what I suggest, is find a hobby or a passion that's going to get you uncomfortable again, right?
Yeah.
It's all about getting uncomfortable. Then you are changing, okay? But I mean, it's a lot better comfort than what you were living in. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I think it's just for a lot of us, we haven't experienced what it's like to have peace of mind and just be chilling and have a good life. Like I was in my addiction for so many years that like I love just being at my home and being with my family now and having my son, knowing he's over there playing in his room, having a good time playing his Nintendo or whatever. Like that makes me, I am at peace. But there's been like a change that's come over me in the last probably like 90 days to 6 months, where I felt stuck. Like I was just kind of like existing and I wasn't like moving forward at all. And so, that's when that's what I'm trying to do now, is like now I want to move into this like new part of Nicole where I get off my last 1 milligram of Suboxone and I start, going to the gym and working out, maybe take my kid to do it with me. That would start instilling these good like habits in his mind. Because when I was growing up, that wasn't instilled in my mind. What was instilled in my mind, I come from a Mexican and Italian family, was to make sure that you work hard, make sure you pay all your bills, don't fuck your credit up, and eat all your food. And it was just, that's what it was, And so now, like, I want to set my son up for success to where he doesn't, because I almost feel like for me, I was addicted to food before I was ever addicted to drugs. And it's like a family addiction to food. My dad
can't stop eating.
Yeah, my dad is an addict to food, like straight up. And what he did though to combat that was he became addicted to working out. And so he's got big muscles and all that. And so it compensates. Like if he eats a lot, he knows he's going to go to the gym and work it off and he'll be okay. And he always has looked really, really good. But me and my sisters, we are all like super addicted to food. And so then my addiction just shifted to drugs and alcohol when I got older, because I had this insecurity about my weight. I found meth. Meth was great. It made me lose weight. And then the rest is history.
You want to know something interesting about food and about eating disorders? I work at the Meadows, which is a great place for eating disorder, substance abuse. You guys can look it up. But food, it's one of the most difficult disorders to get over, because you can't stop eating. I mean, drugs, sure, you can get off drugs, but it's hard, because with someone that's going through an eating disorder, we can't take away your jug of choice, so to speak, right? We can't just take away your food, right?
Right.
And the interesting thing about eating disorders and opioids and methamphetamine is they all work on dopamine. Actually, when we look at mice models, even looking at different substances, alcohol, I'm sure with food too, if we did this, that even just introducing the mice, getting them addicted first, or getting them privy to the experience of ingesting the food, even putting it in front of them elicits a dopamine response almost equal to what you'd see by actually doing the substance. And that's true with heroin. That's why when the dope man calls you, feel better, right? You have priming, right? We have dopamine priming that your body will not release until you think about it, euphoric recall, right? So actually, even seeing it, hearing it, thinking about it causes that dopamine priming system. So it's essentially we're just trading one dopamine primer for another one, right? That's what we're doing with food, with opioids, with benzodiazepines, with alcohol, with all of those. So, just the just seeing it, can cause those the craving, right? That's why we use like naltrexone. I use naltrexone for eating disorders, right? Because it blocks dopamine release from the
I'm on Wellbutrin, and that kind of helped at the beginning, but you know what it really helped me with?
what?
Baby, I dropped them cigarettes like they were
Nicotinic receptors,
real
right?
quick.
Same thing, right? And that's why if you guys look up, you can use Wellbutrin's actually being studied a lot. I'm a freaking neuro nerd. Wellbutrin's actually being studied a lot because it's a norepinephrine dopamine reuptake inhibitor, right? Keeps dopamine from up into the synapse right here, right? It causes it to hang out there and be usable. What it does is it actually causes that dopamine to hang out in the synapse a little longer, which reduces meth cravings, because methamphetamine is the most dangerous drug you can do.
I shot meth for like 10 years.
I can go over it. Meth literally it rips dopamine from the cytoplasm of the cell, which no other drug does. Cocaine just blocks it from coming in, so it builds up. Methamphetamine, it goes in. There's so much dopamine rushing into the cell that it explodes. It's reverse transport. It's called out of the cell, and it ruins your brain cells. That's why I see lots of schizophrenia. I diagnose lots of schizophrenia. If 6 months of meth psychosis turns into schizophrenia, right? So a lot of these, it's just it's a lot of dopamine stuff going on, and it's a lot about finding a healthy way to get that release that's physiologic, right? We want a physiologic release that's non-harmful in social ways and in, I guess, metabolic ways. You look at eating and, just overall health-wise, right? We want the release, but we should be getting it the right way, essentially.
So do you sorry about that. You've heard about that. I'm sure you have, your doctor. Them prescribing Wellbutrin and naltrexone together to people that are on meth.
Is it called Simbax or Concave? It's called one of those, Simbax or
Contrave. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've heard of it, and I think a lot of medications too, they kind of get us off to the right foot, right? It should never be, like I tell people, and I think this will make more sense to you. There's no such thing as a drug problem. There's no such thing as a heroin problem. There's no such thing as a methamphetamine problem, right? You have a methamphetamine solution to a life problem. You have a heroin solution to a life problem. You have an eating disorder because you want to have control, to a solution to a life problem, right? So essentially what the medications do is they really get rid of that solution for now so we can work on healthy modalities to set us up for success in life, right? So simply taking away the heroin from a person like myself or methamphetamine for a person like you, I'm miserable. And I tell people this: you might as well go use, if you're not going to do anything to replace it, because you're fucking miserable, right? I mean, at least if you're drinking, you're not a total asshole, right? When you take alcohol away from an alcoholic with no replacement, right? So the point of the medication is to give us a little bit of help while we work on healthy mechanisms, right? That's the whole point, and that's the same kind of stuff the Wellbutrin combo, right? Or any combo, even antidepressants.
So yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like whenever I share with everybody on here, I always tell people that, like, me being on Suboxone, it helped me, but like I fucking worked my ass off, dude, to stay away from meth, cocaine, benzos, opiates, alcohol, everything. Like I had worked so hard to change my life on the inside because like my initial response to anything was always, whether it was celebration, whether it was anger, whether it was just me being chilling, was to use drugs. And so changing the behavior to revert back to drugs, it took me like a good 3 years to really change that to where like at my 3-year mark, I feel like that's when my brain, and even now, my brain still will say, hey, you could go get high. But I have trained my brain to the point where if that thought comes in my mind, then the automatic next thought is, remember when you had to give your kid to DHS? When I had to hand my son over.
My daughter was taken away too, so I understand. I was there. It wasn't all rainbows and butterflies in my recovery. So,
and that's what helps me to stay away from drugs now, is my son and remembering that memory. Because, and I'm telling you, man, shooting meth, man, is the most amazing euphoric high I've ever had in my whole entire life.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I got to stay sober, and I know I need to stay sober. I know that I can't be shooting meth. And so, second, having my son and being his mom is the most amazing thing I could ever have. And it beats shooting meth any single day of the week to be my son's mom. And so I take that and I replace it, in my mind to focus on my sobriety.
That's wonderful, and I always, we talk about higher power and, get into that stuff. Like I always tell people, my higher power is just connecting with other people, educating, trying to bridge that gap between provider and user is a huge underpinning for me, because so many providers think that they're diverting their Suboxone, or let's taper them off, let's try. It's like, and then on the user side, it's like they just want to make money, or it's just, or they just want to keep prescribing it to you. Like my goal is to not have repeat patients. That's my fucking goal. Like I don't want people to come back. But I will tell you this: it's almost comical when I hear the doctor say, well, they're probably diverting it. I'm like, dude, if someone offered me Suboxone out on the street over fentanyl, I would fucking laugh at them. If I had the means to. Usually users use it to supplement in between, which is what I did, right? If I don't have any money, I'll get a subscript and I make it last a few days, right? Till I got money. Or I wanted to quit and I couldn't get into a doctor, right? Or you got to go pretend you're suicidal so some fucking place will admit you. It's
right.
My goal is to try to bridge that disconnect.
That's what we do. If we're selling our Suboxone or getting rid of it, it's because, like you said, we're trying to get sober. We don't have any dope, so we find this will help me. And so I don't know anybody who just sells their subs to like just make money. Like most people are doing it because they need help. You know what I mean? So anyways, you work at the Meadows, you said?
Yeah, I work there. I work at a couple other places too. Went to University of Arizona. Addiction medicine is my passion.
What kind of doctor are you?
I do psychiatric practitioner, doctor.
Okay. I'm just looking at this place. So, I work for Dr. B, and I handle like when people call his treatment center, that I'm the person who they talk to.
Yeah.
When people call his medical office, I'm the person who they talk to. If people leave a comment on his channel and they need help, I'm the person that they talk to, all that kind of stuff. So we have people that come to see us sometimes or call for us that are in Arizona and can't come to California. So if you wouldn't mind, when you get a chance, like commenting or something, like your contact information, so I can put it in my book of resources. Yeah. If people need help that are in Arizona, or they want to travel to Arizona or something like that. Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. I really appreciate you for coming up here. I'm going to kick you off now.
Cool.
And then I'm going to see if one of the other guys or girls wants to come on. But I really appreciate you coming on. All the girls are like, oh, wow, he's really cute to look at. So you got a fan club already.
Follow me on TikTok Addiction Doc too, guys.
TikTok Addiction Doc. How's your account? How many followers you got on there?
I just started it. So I'm still like learning. I think like I don't know. My daughter's my 8-year-old showing me how to use it. So
you need a team to help you. And if you need a team to help you, reach out to me, because we have my boss, Austin, is literally like the TikTok God. Like we have built probably like 10 or 15 accounts from zero to where Dr. B's at now, and even more than that. So
cool.
If you are looking for people to help you with your account, with your social media,
yes,
seriously, I would love to connect with you and connect you with my boss, Austin, because we can really, really help you out. So
all right. Thank you
guys
guys
so
so
much.
much.
To meet you.
I'll keep watching.
Okay, I'm going to message you on TikTok.
Okay, please.
All right, bye. Yay! Cool, dude. Dr. Rob, I like that. You seem like you're younger and you probably relate to people. What a freaking awesome. And Nicole, this is a sign. Look at that guy. He used to do drugs. You need to go to college so you become a doctor. Like, I honestly feel like I need to go to college, you guys, and I need to do something with my life. Look at Dr. Rob. That makes me so inspired when I see people who have been down there like we have and have changed their lives and now are working to help other people. That freaking makes me so fucking excited. Like, it makes me jump with joy. Do y'all understand the feeling that I'm feeling? What I'm trying to explain to you? Like, I hope that when I make my videos and you guys see me talking, I hope that you get inspired. But there's people that inspire me, right? And so, like, damn, man, Miss Dr. Rob, that you are very, very inspirational, and I can only hope to one day get to a point where you are at. That's fucking huge. So, okay, let's get back to talking about, what were we talking? Suboxone and Sublocade. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. That's why I went live. So over on Dr. B's channel, everybody was talking about Sublocade in the comments, right? And I totally understand what Dr. B is saying. Like, that's exactly what my doctor said too. He was like, Nicole, you're already down to 1 milligram. I don't feel comfortable taking you back up to 12 or 16 milligrams, right? And so y'all know what I'm saying? Like, I hear so many success stories with Sublocade. I just want to take the easiest way to get off of buprenorphine. I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. It's amazing to see him doing what he's doing as a doctor. It's refreshing. Oh, yeah, it's awesome. Still waiting to get on mine. Really, Colin? Okay, Colin, you need to get with your provider and find out what the deal is, dude. Aren't you in Arizona? Colin, maybe you could see Dr. Rob, and he can help you with that. Connections are being made, baby. Connections. Okay. Cindy, are you going to come up and share? I'm waiting. Cindy. Hey, Donna. Okay, so Sublocade is a buprenorphine injection, and it goes in your belly, and it just leaves a little, like, you can kind of feel it, right? And it releases buprenorphine into your body over the 30-day span, okay? And so it's for people that are on 16 to 24 milligrams of Suboxone. I think 8 milligrams. I think you can get on it if you're on 8 milligrams. I'm not sure because I'm not a doctor.
Mom,
what?
can you make me a paper airplane?
A paper airplane? Go give me a piece of paper. I'll make it. So it is literally changing people's lives that have been on Suboxone for years, you guys. And it's amazing medication, okay? Like, people are getting on it and they are saying, damn, like, I got on Sublocade and now I've been sober for over a year and I haven't gotten a shot. That is what made it so, that's what made it so appealing to me, was the fact that people were getting on it and they weren't having a hard time coming off of it. Comprende? I honestly think that the reason why they're not having a hard time, okay, there you are, is because they are, the buprenorphine is still in their system. I've been on Sublocade for 8 months and so glad I made this decision to get it. Really, Jennifer? I would love for you to come up here and share. I would love for you to come up here and share with us and tell us what your experience was like. Yeah, and so that has been the appeal to me, you guys, is the appeal to me has been the fact that I could get on this medication and I wouldn't have to worry about dosing every day. Hey, Cindy, what's up?
Not much.
How are you doing, honey?
Good. Went to the doctor. Well, I did a virtual today. I didn't feel like going in.
So Cindy, tell everybody about your Suboxone journey.
I've been on it 18 years. Oh, well,
You know
no.
what?
I will
You
have.
would be an amazing person to get on Sublocade.
Well, I will. I don't do my day. I shouldn't have said 18. 18 in February. I don't buy days.
18 years in February. Think about it. Would you want to do that because you've been on it? All you'd have to do then is get the shot and not worry about it.
Never thought about that.
I think that would be awesome, dude. It's just to me, it's just the convenience of it that I like so much about the Sublocade shot.
Yeah.
That you can literally not have to worry about dosing. You don't have to worry about when you go out of town. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
And also, so one of the things that a lot of us struggle with is breaking the behavior of how we take our medication. So I don't know about you guys, but for the longest time, I used to struggle with overtaking my medication. And I'm being straight up honest with y'all. This is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. There you go, Nate. I used to overtake my medication, and then I would run out early, and I would have to tell my doctor, yo, I'm struggling with overtaking my medication, right? And so that's whenever he bumped me up to 12. When I was on 8, he bumped me to 12. That's a behavior that comes along with our addiction, is that idea that we have to take more to feel better.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So what's going on? Talk to us, Cindy. Quit being shy.
I don't know. You know me, I never even come up here, so I don't even know why I did it.
I don't know why you don't come up here. So Cindy's my best friend. She lives in Texas. She's going to travel to Arkansas soon to come see me, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. I sure will.
You know, Micah's coming in January. You should come in January too. Yes, baby.
Who?
Okay, I'll get it.
Who's coming?
My friend Micah. She's like my sponsee.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And I've been with her for like 9 months. Like, she's been the longest person I've ever worked with.
I know Misty is mine, and I'm telling you, I'm so blessed to have her as a sponsee. Like, she's awesome.
Oh, I'm proud of you, Misty.
And she's on your sobriety. Yeah, she's on the Sublocade shot.
I know.
She likes it way better.
Yeah.
Because the other was making her vomit every time she took it.
Suboxone?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That sucks.
But, she's got MS. So, she only mad for you saying that. But, I mean, you know what I mean? So, it might not have been mixing good with some medicine. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Well, I just want you to know how much I appreciate you supporting me, Cindy. And I love you. And thank you for coming up here.
Yeah, because, I never do this.
I know, girl. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. Sorry, Cindy. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. So, anyway, back to Sublocade. That's why I want to get on it, you guys, because I feel like it would be such an easier situation for me to do that. But if Dr. B says it's not a good idea, I'm going to listen to what he says, because he has never steered me wrong. You know what I mean? So I sleep in after working all week. Barely take my subs and work days. I take it at random times, and not a good method, but I can do better at control and tapering all in time. You're doing great, Pinup Pumpkin. Just keep on moving forward. And so I want to address some of the comments. I saw that Sam was leaving on Dr. B's page, and I'm not trying to call you out or anything, but so like I understand what you're saying. Like, eventually when we are on opiates, if we do want to get off and be completely off opiates, eventually we're just going to have to pay the piper, right? We got to pay the price. But nowadays there's so much more science and medications that can help us. So back in the day, it kind of was like that. Like, oh damn, if you want to get off, it's either go on methadone or go cold turkey. But it's not like that anymore. And there's so much resources out there, you guys, that you don't have to struggle to come off of opiates. Like, it's not going to be the easiest, but you don't have to break your back, right? You don't have to like torture yourself. You can transition onto a medication like Suboxone, and you can utilize that to build your foundation, and then you can taper slowly off that with a doctor, and then your doctor can even call in like comfort medications like a benzo or clonidine that will help you when you're coming off of the last bit of your buprenorphine, and so there's more than just coming off cold turkey now. Like, you don't have to do that anymore. That's a way of the past, baby. Now there's things that can help you and assist you, so that way your life, it's not so hard, I know you know what I'm saying? And listen to this, you guys. So I will be making another video, like I'm going to record a video today, but I really wanted to come on here and chit chat with you guys after Dr. B's alive, because we were having such a good time talking in the comment section. Suboxone saved my life, and I will forever be grateful to this medication. If I hadn't got on subs, you guys, I wouldn't be alive today. I wouldn't be sober today. I was headed down a path of destruction, baby, and I would rather be on subs, be chunky, than to be strung out and not have my family, Hey, Nate, come here. Come here, boy. Because I want to talk to you with everybody. Come here. Come here. Where are you at? I need you to come on camera. Come sit right here.
No.
You don't have to sit there.
Let me just stand.
Okay, come stand over here. Okay. This is my son, Nathaniel. How old are you, Nate?
7.
7? Okay. So I would rather be this little boy's mom and be alive than to be in my addiction and not have him with me, because he's the most important thing that's ever came into my life. You know that?
Yes.
He's like, Mom, let me go. Oh, thank you, Brittany. Girl, I got him probably like a week ago, and I'm still kind of trying to get used to him. I need to put some lotion on him. That little boy saved my life. He saved my life. And, I was getting a little discouraged the other day because I've been getting some hate comments, y'all. I got me a hate message. This girl sent me a message and called me a horrible person who needed to be thrown in a ditch, okay? Died, killed, and thrown in a ditch. And so I was thinking, because I share my story online about my addiction and my recovery and being pregnant and being addicted. When you bring in the aspect of pregnancy and addiction, people are so ruthless, man. Ruthless. So I want to ask you guys a question. Do you think because a woman gets pregnant that her addiction is just going to stop? That she just suddenly becomes not addicted anymore? Some women are able to stop while they're pregnant, but I couldn't stop, man. I could not stop. I tried. Don't get it twisted. Like, I tried the whole time I was pregnant. I was sober, then relapse, On my last taper from being completely off my oxy, with the physical being under control, I'm having more problems with just the mental. Renee, that's awesome, girl. I'm proud of you. Yeah, it does not stop at pregnancy. And listen to me, when I tell you guys, if I could have stayed sober during my pregnancy, I would have. And when I tell you that I have so much shame about that, it's unbearable, the shame that I experienced because of that. And what makes it even harder is that people are so horrible. They tell me I'm a horrible person. They tell me I don't deserve to have my child. They tell me that my son would be better off if I was dead. You know what I mean? Are you kidding me, dude? Who says that to people? But that's what people think. People are so close-minded when it comes to addiction that they think that, because you're pregnant, that your addiction should just stop. So anyway, that's a show for another time. I love you guys so much. I wanted to come on here and chit chat with you guys. I'm going to leave this video up because I really like what Dr. Rob had to say. Like when he explained meth goes onto your cell and just like, that was like, no wonder why we get so addicted to it and go back and go back and go back, because that feeling is so euphoric, you know? Yeah, people are crazy. Are you guys, anybody, love you guys. Have to get back to work. Oh, bye, Kristen. Talk to you later, girl. Thanks for being here. Any MAT moms in here? Anybody on MAT that is a mom in here? Anybody that needs MAT recovery? We have a whole bunch of groups, you guys, that are MAT friendly groups. And then also, I love this computer, y'all. It's so much better than my old one. I almost broke it too. Then we have MARA, which is a whole, like it's a 12-step program, but it's not like AA or NA. It's literally Medication Assisted Recovery Anonymous. And it's for people that are on MAT or that are on plant medicine. It's for them to have support. They have their own 12 steps and their own 12 traditions. It's pretty fucking amazing. One more thing I wanted to add. Over there, when we were talking on Dr. B's channel, a guy came in and said that his friend lost custody of her daughter because of her addiction to kratom. I'm trying to get a hold of this lady. I'm fixing to try and get a hold of her because I want her to come share her story, because I get a lot of shit from people. I support all pathways, but I get a lot of shit from people because they get mad because I'm not going to accept it when you tell me that kratom cannot be addicting. Like, I don't accept that. That's not true. And so I don't understand why people want to push a narrative that it can't cause dependency, or, you know what I mean? Like, when you take a substance for so long, like, your body can become dependent to it. Like, what is the deal? Why don't we admit that? Why won't people come and be open about that? Oh, I know. I've never taken it, but I know just from the people that we see that come into treatment to get off of it. And here's the thing. I understand that some people use kratom, you guys, for pain, that don't want to be on prescription meds. They don't want to be on, they don't have to go to the doctor every day. So they use kratom in little small doses in tea or something like that, or in a spoonful, and that helps them, right? That's not the people I'm talking about. I am talking about people who are taking 60 to 100 grams a day, okay? And they are literally struggling, okay? They are struggling so much to come off of it. And what's happening in the K community is the K community has this narrative that, like, kratom is like not detrimental and that it can't hurt or harm people. I believe that kratom, that's unadulterated kratom, that's like pure kratom from Southeast Asia or whatever, I'm sure that it can help people, right? But then you have people here in the United States who are getting it and are adding stuff to it and selling it at head shops and all this stuff. So how can you be sure of what you're getting? Okay, that's another problem. When there is a product that is not being regulated and people can make money off of it, you don't know what you're getting. And so that's why there needs to be more studies on it, and that needs to be regulated by the FDA and tested and safe. So that way, you know that you're getting the same thing every single time, and it's not different. That's the problem here. And it drives me insane because on TikTok, there's a whole community of people that take kratom, and they get so bent out of shape if you say anything about kratom that's not praising it, right? If you say something like, I got addicted to kratom. No, that's not possible. Yes, it is. And we see people that are addicted to it all the time. Now, Dr. Rob, when you see people that come to your clinic that are on kratom, do they get on Suboxone, or are they you just help them taper off of it? Because then there's like a whole group of people who are like, oh my God, you shouldn't put people on Suboxone who are coming off of kratom. But these are people who are coming off like mass quantities, and they're going through straight up opiate withdrawals is what's happening. They're coming off of this stuff, going through withdrawal. And so if they need to get on a low dose of sub to help them transition off of kratom, what's wrong with that? I think why wouldn't you do that? Because the whole problem is a lot of people who struggle with addiction, we can't manage our own medication like that. So like giving somebody kratom and saying, okay, here you go, you can get off of heroin or fentanyl with this, and they take it and it gives them that little ding ding ding, and then they're like, oh, I need to take more, I need to take more, I need to take more, I need to take more. And that's what happens. And then they're taking mass quantities of kratom all day, every single day. And it's the same thing as being addicted to any drug, you know? So anyway, I just wanted to share my opinion with you guys about that. I'm going to make a whole video about it. I don't know how I'm going to do it on here without getting my YouTube fucked up, because YouTube will ban you on here for talking about kratom. I've seen it happen to many of my friends. So if you have a YouTube channel, be careful talking about it. Hey, Donna. Donna says, hey, Nicole, now that you're transitioning to Discovering Nicole, what will your live schedule be? Will you still be doing lives in the evening? Oh, okay. Let's get a pen and a piece of paper out, you guys, and let's plan this. Because your girl, I need to have a stable program so y'all know when to come. So I like going live after Dr. B goes live, because we can talk about what they talked about, and we can just touch base with each other. So what we'll do is on Mondays so Dr. B goes live from 11:30 to like 1. And so on Mondays, we'll go live around 3:00 p.m. Central. Okay. And then 3 p.m. Central. Now, I'm not going to break my back going live like I used to all the time, you guys. I used to go live every single day, sometimes twice a day, and I can't do it anymore. I don't know, Pinup Pumpkin. I don't know. Really, I don't. I've seen people lose their accounts because of it. So I just want y'all to be careful if you have a channel. It's the same way on TikTok too. Like, you can talk about medical marijuana, but if you talk about kratom on TikTok, you can lose your account. So just be careful, y'all. Okay, so Mondays at 3 p.m. we'll go live. And then I really want to just do like maybe 2 lives a week, Mondays and Fridays, okay? Because, Mondays and Fridays. If I do too many, you guys, I burn myself out. Now, you can always catch me randomly on TikTok going live. Fridays will be at 7 p.m. Central, okay? I am reaching out to a couple people to have them on for their interviews. So I will I'll reach out to Dr. Rob and see if he wants to do an interview and share his story of recovery. Okay. And then I will reach out to, who else do I want to reach out to? Nick. I want to get Nick back on to share about how he is after his relapse. There's literally channels that smoke in their videos. I know, it's weird. He changed it to daytime because he has his clinic in the evening. So he couldn't, it was just conflicting. Conflicting. So Dr. Rob, Nick, who else do we want to have on to share their story, you guys? Misty, do you want to come share your story? Oh my God. The polite scumbag says, I cannot believe I tried Imodium for withdrawals. I took 60 anti-diarrhea pills at once and wouldn't poop for weeks. Hey, the polite scumbag. Welcome to Discovering Nicole. baby, let me just tell you that you could have literally killed yourself with that Imodium. Imodium can give you it could kill you. You can have a heart attack. Do you know that my friend, her name is Nurse Kate. I'm fixing to put y'all onto this lady. She is an Imodium professional. She literally is like the person who's paving the way to talk about that addiction to Imodium, okay? Which is, what is it called? Loperamide addiction. This lady is the bomb.com. Let me just show y'all who she is. Kate. There she is. Okay. This lady, Nurse Kate, right here. Oh, Kate House RN. Okay. Let me just, I want you guys to hear about her Imodium. Loperamide. Listen to this. The Loperamide. Okay, here she is. Okay, listen to this.
It became apparent to me through many of the comments on my Loperamide video that people don't really...
Do people use Imodium AD pills to get high?
Hey, TikTok, it's your girl.
That's
Kate.
me.
I am registered nurse and also happen to be an expert in this very topic. Nationally recognized expert.
Nationally recognized.
Let's talk about Imodium for a minute. The generic name is Loperamide. Believe it or not, Loperamide is an opioid. It's not a really great one, though. It doesn't cross into the brain very easily, so it doesn't make you high. Unless, of course, you were to take a whole lot of it. And a lot of addicts will take it to ameliorate the symptoms of withdrawal. If, they were to take like 30 or more. And yeah, that sounds crazy. But if you've never been through opioid withdrawal, don't be judgy. And see, the problem is, if you take that much, you're going to end up with some pretty serious problems. It causes addiction and tolerance just like any ordinary opiate, with a bonus of cardiac arrhythmias. A lot to say, so part 2.
This lady, when I tell y'all, she is so smart. And I want you to hear part 2. Damn, she made this video a long time ago, so it's hard for me to find her part 2. But anyway, she was an addict, and she took a whole bunch of Imodium, and she ended up in the hospital and died like 20 times. I'm fixing to show y'all. Medical mystery. It's like kind of towards her TikTok is Kate House RN. She's super smart, dude. She's an expert when it comes to Loperamide addiction.
Mom?
Yeah, baby, what's up?
Can you see,
What's up, brother?
Can you see if you can get me this game?
Oh, no, sir. No games, Nate. Okay, so I think it's coming up.
You always say no game.
I'm trying to find this lady's video, baby. I love you. I'm not mad at you. You don't need another game, baby. I bought you. Here it is, you guys. Part 2. Listen to this. Do people use Imodium AD pills to get high?
Part 2. The truth is, I have a lot to say on this topic. There's a lot to talk about. And unfortunately, with TikTok, you get like 60 seconds. And I've already wasted 15 of them just telling you that there's a lot to say. If you have questions, please feel free to ask them. I will happily answer. I want to talk for a brief second about how addicting this medication is. Now, in a normal dose of 2 milligrams, which is 1 tablet, not that addicting. But addicts who take a lot of it, tolerance builds very fast.
Them Robux, I know. Me too, man.
Interrupt the heart's ability to beat properly. And these patients go into a deadly arrhythmia and eventually into cardiac arrest. Some of them live. A lot of them don't. And in most cases, there's no warning. Look for part 3.
Do people use Imodium AD pills to get high?
Part 3. In short, yes, people use Imodium AD tablets in order to get high. Like I said, Loperamide is Imodium. And Loperamide is not a really great opioid. Way back in the late 60s and early 70s, a company called Janssen Pharmaceuticals was trying to come up with a brand new fentanyl. They wanted a really good painkiller. So they monkeyed with the chemical structure, and unfortunately, the best they could do was something that was really constipating, but it did nothing for pain. So, they didn't want to throw all that research away, so they sold it as an antidiarrheal. Initially, it was a controlled substance. And in the 80s, they deregulated it and made it over the counter. Because they said nobody'd be crazy enough to use it in really high quantities. That would be nuts. Look for part 4.
Drug addicts will
Do
be.
people use Imodium AD pills to get high?
Part 4. I swear I'm getting there. So once again, registered nurse, national expert on this topic. Please take my word for this. The major takeaway from people abusing loperamide that you need to know is that people are dying from cardiac arrest. They go into a deadly arrhythmia. It's usually VTAC that degenerates into a deadly arrhythmia called torsade de pointe, French for twisting of the points.
Oh, thanks,
it's a
Doc.
polymorphic ventricular arrhythmia.
Thanks,
that
Rob.
Most people, when they get it, it's just it. They die. For some people that abuse this drug, it happens in their sleep, and their parents get to find them the next day, dead in their beds. I've heard this story over and over. Others end up in the ER, and if they're lucky, the team can save them. Part 5, last one.
Do
Part
people
5.
use Imodium
Last
AD
one, you guys.
pills to get high?
Hey, Kate, RN, national expert. So the good news is, for a lot of these people that go into cardiac problems, once they've withdrawn from the medication, the problem goes away. Excellent news. But that's if they survive. And like I said, before you get all judgy, if you've never been through opioid withdrawal, the agony of opioid withdrawal, do not be too judgy. Desperate people do desperate things. So what if you yourself have been taking loperamide in really high doses? Honestly, you're going to have a serious conversation with yourself, because you don't have this. It's not okay. You need to get off the loperamide. That's the most important thing. Taper down, get off of it as soon as you can, because the cardiac arrhythmia thing is no fucking joke. Get help. Get into a treatment program. Hey kids, it's your friendly neighborhood nurse, Kate.
Listen.
National expert on loperamide abuse, for some weird reason, which I will explain at a later date. But I've had a really long day. I had no intentions on making videos today at all, because I have just had a horrible day. But when that video came across my feed tonight, it was like, I had to. As you can see, I'm not set up. Hey guys.
I want you guys to hear what happened.
TikTok. It's Hey TikTok nurse.
I don't know if she told her.
Hey TikTok, Nurse Kate here. There were a number of comments on my loperamide video from people who have lost people from loperamide addiction and opioid addiction and addiction in general. It's a tragic consequence of what we've been dealing with for years. And it breaks my heart every time I see this. And this is one of the reasons that I do the work that I do. When people start using a drug like loperamide to try to get off of other opioids, they don't do it with the idea that they're replacing one addiction with another.
No.
They think of it as an over-the-counter medication. It must be safe. And in high quantity, it's not. They'll read on an internet forum, for instance, that loperamide will ease the withdrawals, make it easier to be without their drug of choice. And really, it's a false promise. For anybody that's caught in the throes of addiction,
I don't know where her story is, where she tells about it, but I'll tell you this. She was using loperamide, and she was taking up to 90 pills a day. And she ended up in the hospital, you guys, and she died on the hospital table. It was a hardcore story. Y'all got to go find her account and listen to it. But so I used to have my 110,000 follower account on TikTok before it got banned. And that's how I met her, because she stitched my video where I was talking about loperamide abuse. Because I used to do a lot of videos about different kinds of drugs that you could abuse over the counter, which I need to probably start doing that again on my new account. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys what I got my mom for Christmas. So I got her this white gold necklace, and it says my sister Nicole, Michelle, and Christine, and it has our birthstones on it, and it has our names engraved in it. Isn't that pretty? she's going to fucking be so excited. So when you came in here, the polite scumbag, and you said something about Imodium, like that just triggered me, and I had to share that with you. San Francisco University is doing a medical MDMA study right now for marriage counseling and PTSD. Crazy stuff. I thought that the stuff burned holes in the brain and drained spinal fluids. I'll tell you this, that I know that psilocybin, and I have done it, so I know. I have personal lived experience with microdosing psilocybin. It was great. I loved it. And I'm talking microdose. I'm not talking where I took the psilocybin and I was like tripping balls. I'm talking what it did for me was it elevated my mood. It gave me energy. It made me feel overall sense of well-being. Like, it was great, dude. And I did it like once every 5 or 4 days for like a month. And it was awesome. I totally support plant medicine, you guys. I think that plant medicine can help a lot of people. I think that it's, so this is where I kind of get weirded out about talking about plant medicine, because I don't want to give people, I don't want to make anybody do something that could harm them. So I have to say this like with a disclaimer, like not all people can use medical marijuana and stay off of their drug of choice. Like, it's just something that you have to like learn over time. Right. For me, medical marijuana is great. Do I take it today? No, because, well, I don't have a prescription for it. And if I was going to use medical marijuana, I would want to have a prescription for it. Taking it in oral form, like on the gummies or like an edible, it gives me motivation. It gives me energy. It makes me want to like get up and move around and talk and do stuff. But also, I have to be very careful because I'm the kind of person that will just start taking more and more and more and more. So I have to be very, very careful. There's people out there, though, that use it for their depression and anxiety. And that makes me so happy that they have been able to change to that. My sister uses medical marijuana straight up, y'all, for glaucoma. And I just made a post on Facebook the other day because my sister's prescribed medical marijuana. Her eyes are getting better because of her use of medical marijuana. Like the points in her eyes are going down, like the pressure. Okay. And that's amazing. Like, it's helping my sister to where she won't lose her eyesight, you know? But I think it's a very, very, very personal thing. And you have to be, what I would suggest for people was to get a good foundation over a year of sobriety under your belt before you start like trying to see if plant medicine is something that can help you. But anyway, that's all. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. I love you guys. I'm going to jump off here. I got to jump onto TikTok. I got to answer some phone calls that I missed, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Okay. I'll see you guys Friday night, 7 p.m. for our live stream, Mondays and Fridays.